My name is Faiz Ahmed. I am a full stack software developer and I specialize on JavaScript. Today I'm going to be taking you around my e-commerce project. I created it using HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Node, and I'm using MongoDB as my database. It's a fully functional e-commerce website. It's fast, it has good SEO, it's fully responsive across all screens. I've also used several APIs here and there. Just to mention but a few, I've used Google Maps API to calculate delivery fee and give accurate directions for efficient deliveries. I've wired the payment system using Daraja API, which enables M-Pesa, Kenya's most popular payment system. I've also integrated Google Analytics and Facebook Pixel to assist in sales. So at the moment, I have two variants of this project running real time. I have Alpha Supplements, which sells gym accessories, and Amazon Cellular, which sells electronics. So let me just open them up briefly so that you can see how the site looks like. So this is Alpha Supplement, sells gym accessories. Then this is Amazon Cellular, which sells electronics. Setting up the project is actually quite simple, but first you need to have the prerequisites mentioned here installed. Number one, Node JS. Number two is MongoDB, which will be our database of choice. For those who will need a graphical user interface for the database, you can also install MongoDB Compass. And then number three is Redis. So in order to install the project, we'll need to run the commands mentioned here in our terminal. So I'll be using WebStorm, so I won't be running them in my terminal, but using WebStorm instead. So I'll copy the clone command and I will open it using WebStorm instead of the terminal. So this is my WebStorm instance. Get from VCS, paste the link for the clone and hit clone. It will take a while as it clones the repo from GitHub. The next step, as described in the README, will be to cd into the project after it has finished cloning. But since I'm using WebStorm, it will cd into the project automatically for me. So here's the project open. The next step will be to install the dependencies for our project. So if you're using a terminal, after you cd into the project, you just run the command npm install. But since I'm using WebStorm, it has given me a prompt to install the dependencies. So I'll just hit npm install and it will install the dependencies for me. I'll just let it run for a while as it finishes installing the dependencies. Okay, so it has finished installing the dependencies. It's now indexing, but now the project is already installed in our computer. So the next instruction says in the root directory of the project we will create a .env file. So in this file we'll be storing our important data, and it's Git ignored, so it won't be shared over the internet. So we will create a .env file in the root directory of our project. .env. So in this file we will enter our business name. So I'll just copy this and paste it in the .env file, and then replace your business name with your actual business name. I'll just be using Amazon Cellular. So we will be referring to this file back and forth, where we'll be adding dynamic data to our projects, and also data that we want to keep hidden from the public. This includes things like API keys and such. So it says now the project is complete, and in order to start it, we're supposed to run npm start in the terminal. So I've just copied the command, and I'll open my terminal from WebStorm. Then paste the command to start the project. Yeah, so it's now listening at port 3000, and it's connected to the e-commerce DB successfully. So I'll open up my browser again. Now it says the code will now successfully run on the home page. So let me just open the home page, which is localhost 3000. So here we have a project up and running. It has also created a database in our MongoDB named e-commerce DB. I have my compass open, MongoDB compass, and here is the DB created. It's named e-commerce DB. So the project is up and running. The database is connected successfully. However, we will need to upload some products from the admin panel for them to show in the database and subsequently show in the home page. So from the admin panel, we will at least add one category, one brand, one special category. Special categories are things to highlight products and give them more visibility. Things like featured products, products on sale, and new arrivals. These are good examples of featured products. And we will also add a product after adding these other requirements. So I'll start with a category. So by just clicking on this link, it opens our admin panel and asks us to enter a new category. So I'll fill in a category of cases you don't have to worry about the uppercase or lowercase, as it's handled by the app. And then we'll add a cover image. So I have some pictures saved, so I'll just use this. Also, I would like you to note that the app supports all kinds of formats of photos. It then pre-processes them into WebP format for optimum performance. So there's my cover image for my case category. I'll quickly add two more categories. So these are view page categories. You can also add a category from here, or just click the link on the README. So I'll add a new category. I'll call this second category watches. Quickly add a cover image as well and save. Add the third category. Call this third category power. Quickly add cover image, and we now have three categories set up. So it says we add brands. So I'll open up this link. I'll name this brand Nilkin, which is a popular brand for cases. So once the brands are connected to categories, in that you need to know this Nilkin brand is connected to which category. So by simply clicking this select category drop down, it shows us all the categories that we had added earlier. We don't necessarily have to add sub brands, but I'll show you an example of where we will need to add a sub brand. So I'll just save this brand. I'll quickly add two more brands. So this is where I'll show you a good example of adding a sub brand. So let's say we want to add Apple. This can be Apple products. As we all know, Apple products have a wide variety. So if we have a sub brand, we don't have to add a category, as we'll add the category on the specific sub brand. So a sub brand, it's by default it's not applicable, but in this case we want to add a sub brand. Sub brand can be things like, if the brand is Apple, then we can have things like Apple watches, Apple chargers, Apple laptops. Like, it increases the specificity of the brand. So in order to enable the sub brands, just click on this not applicable drop down and select present. So like I told you earlier, you don't need to specify the category for cases where you will add sub brands. Then click on this add sub brand button. So this sub brand example will be Apple Watch. Then clicking on this select a category drop down opens a drop down for all the categories that we had added earlier. So sorry, this watches, this is in the watches category. Then I'll click on save. I'll add one more brand. This will be Anchor. Anchor will connect it to the power category. We won't add a sub brand, and just click on save. So we are done adding the sub brands. I'll go back to my readme and continue following the instructions. So the next one will be special category. So I'll add 3 special category featured products. Also note that only a maximum of 3 special categories are allowed. I'll add one more. New arrivals. Then the last one, sell. Click on save. Now I'm done with special categories. Now the next step will be to add a product. So it's necessary that you have at least one category, brand, and special category before creating a product. So for this product, I'll use the categories and brands I had created earlier. So this is the product, add product page. I'll create a Nilkin case for iPhone 13. So you're supposed to choose which category this product belongs to. So it's an Nilkin case. So it belongs to the category, cases category. For the brands, I had created Nilkin, and we can choose which special category we want this to belong to. So the reason for this is to help in the analysis. You can see which categories are selling well, which brands are selling well, and which special categories are doing well. You can then add the description, but since this is just a demo, I won't add. You can also add what's in the box. These are things that are included in the package that comes with the product. Then the next section is pricing. You choose how many pieces to add into the system. Say we have 20. You'll add the wholesale price, which is the buying price in other terms. So it's in Kenya shillings, but you can just change it to whatever currency you want. So let's say the wholesale price is, or the buying price is 500, and then the selling price is 1000. So this, what the system will do, it will use the price and the wholesale price to calculate the profit made on this product. The next step is to add product images. So the first is the main image. This, the edit button, and the plus icon is for adding more images. So I'll click on the edit to add an image. I'd already saved a few before, so I'll add this. And then in the case that I want to add one more image, I'll just click on this plus icon and click on the edit button and add the second image. The delete button deletes the image, but we don't have the delete button for the main image, as at least one image is required per product. For product options, these are cases that in scenarios where you need to add different colors of the products, but I won't be adding any. Visibility, this switch determines whether the product will be shown on the site for the customers to see or not. I'll leave this as on and click on save. I'll go through the same process to add 2 more products quickly. The next product that I'll add is Apple Watch Series 7. Category is watches. Brand is Apple Watch. So this product, as much as it's an Apple product, it's directly associated with the Apple Watch. So my recommendation is that before you start uploading the products, you should sit down and analyze how you will categorize and brand your products. So I'll give this a new arrival special category, won't add the description of what's in the box, add quantity, the wholesale price. This I'm just filling this as at random, so this like 20,000, and then I just put 30,000 here. I'll add images. Product options not applicable. Click on save. Add a third product. Anchor nano brick. This belongs to the power category. Brand Anchor. Leave the special category as sell. 5,000. Add an image. Again, just to reiterate, the system supports all image formats, and it will convert them to WebP for optimum performance. So I'll click on save, and I now have my products added into the system. So let me just refresh on the home page, and we'll see our products now. This is how the home page looks. The navbar has links to home, categories, and FAQs. So categories are the categories that we had added earlier. The categories are also tiled here, so you can view the products belonging to a specific category. The system can support as many categories as possible or as you need, but just a recommendation is that you should at least have a reasonable amount of categories. So then this is just a brief explanation of what a business does. Of course, you can always change this text. And then these are the special categories. As I told you earlier, this will be used to highlight the products. So like featured products will be given the special section, products that are new or products that are sell. You can just think of, you don't have to necessarily use the special categories that I've used, but any is okay. So let me just take you through the pages. So for the category pages, if you click on cases here or from the navbar, it will show you all the products that are in the cases category. So here the products at the moment I only have one. In the case that you have many filters, you can filter by price. You can filter by brand. I only have one at the moment. You can also sort in these ways. The category page shows 10 products per page, and then you can have as many pages based on the number of products that you have in this category. I'll go back to the home page. All the category pages are similar in that they all have the filters and the sorts. Then I want to show you how the viewing the product page looks like. So this is how a product is displayed by the system. It shows the main image, the name, and the price. This heart icon is for adding products into the wish list, and the cart icon is for adding products into the cart. When you hover on the products, it shows this shadow in that the system is focusing on this product, and this hand icon shows that you can click on this product. If you click on this product, it opens a model where it shows all the details of the product. So here's the name. In the case where you have multiple images, you can just view the images directly here. This another wish list button, cart button, and a checkout button. You can also copy the product link and share it to other platforms. These two share directly to Facebook and WhatsApp. And then below is the description and what's in the box. As you can remember, I didn't put any because this was just a demo. So guys, we have our app up and running. So let me go back to the README and see what other configurations I can add into the system. So the next instruction in the README is, after finishing uploading your products, you can enable a shuffle of the special categories on the home page, which refreshes after an hour. So what I mean by this is, as you can see in Alpha Supplement, I'll show an example using this. So you see the featured products. It shows a maximum of 6. So what the system does is that after an hour, it refreshes the products displayed in the special categories. It shuffles, so it keeps on refreshing after every hour. So you can enable this feature by commenting or deleting the line in routes index file. So you can open this and it opens the GitHub repo, which specifies the route to this file to edit. So from the root folder, go to routes, then there's a file called index.js. So I'll open up this file and show you how to enable this shuffle. So as specified in the README, we should uncomment or delete this line. It's in routes index.js. So in my IDE, I'll minimize this terminal just to give myself a little bit more space. Then I'll go to routes and then index. So here's the line. At the moment it's on line number 179, but maybe the repo may be updated in future, so it may actually change. But if your IDE supports a searching feature like mine does, you can just search for throw, and you'll uncomment or delete this line. So once you've commented it, say, then since it's running on Node, you have to stop the server and restart it again. Click Ctrl C or Command C for Mac and run npm start again to enable this shuffle feature. For my case, I only have 3 products, so it's really not necessary to add this shuffle feature. So I'll open up my README again and then move to the next step, configuration step. So it says, in order to restrict access to the admin panel to only admins, you will need to first add an admin, and then there's a file you have to edit in order to enable the restriction functionality. This is actually very important, as you really don't want people opening up your admin and then editing and modifying your site. So the first step, as explained, is add a new admin. So just click add admin, and then it opens up this tab. It's actually simple. You just put a name, email, just use my email, phone number, then a password. Click on save. So my admin is created successfully, and just so you can know, you can access all this admin's menu by clicking on this plus icon. Click on this plus icon, opens up a sidebar, and you can use this to navigate to all the pages that we were editing earlier. But for simplicity, I was just clicking on the links in the README. So you can save yourself from that hassle by just using the README to set up the project. So it says once you've finished adding a new admin, you should open up this file, startup routes.js in your IDE, and then there's an admin login middleware named admin login middleware that you should uncomment. So it's startup and then routes.js. So let me open up my IDE again. It said startup and routes.js. So here's the line. In order to enable the restriction of access to the admin panel to the admins only, you're supposed to uncomment this line. So I'll uncomment mine, restart my server. So click on Ctrl C, then npm start again. So now my project has refreshed successfully, and now you'll see that you can't access an admin menu if you aren't logged in. So I haven't logged in yet, and if I refresh on this page, I won't have access to this unless I log in. So I'll just click on reload this page, and you see now I can't access admin categories unless I log in. So I'll just use the credentials I had added earlier. and then now I can now access the admin panel while logged in. So it's a very important step that I recommend you adding. So there are more configurations that you can add as much as the app is now running well. There are other configurations that we can add. There are several APIs that I had hooked up to this project. So one good API that I had added is Google Maps. So in order to enable Google Maps, what Google Map does is that it calculates the delivery fee based on the distance from the shop, say, to where the customer wants it delivered. So it also gives navigation to enable efficient deliveries. So it's actually quite important to enable this Google Maps API. So in order to enable this, you should first create a Google Maps API key from the Google Developers Console, and then you will enable the APIs named below: Directions API, Maps JavaScript API, Places API, and Geocoding API. So once you've created this API key, copy it and then paste it in the env file we had created earlier. So copy, and then I'll open up my .env file, and then I'll add this key. So I've already created that API and I have an API key. So I'll just use the API key, but in the case that you don't have an API key, kindly just create one. This is a very important step for the successful and smooth running of the application. So I'll just paste in my API key. So with that wired up, Google Maps is successfully enabled. The other step is emails. In order to enable emails, which will be sent when a new customer registers on the system, placement of a new order, and updates on order status, forgot password emails, and low product quantity emails. To configure this, add the following data to the .env file we had created earlier. So for now, how I had set up the project is that this works with Gmail. For other emails, you can consult the Node Mailer docs. So for password of the email, you will open your Google account security. You can just get to this by clicking on this link, and then enable two-step verification and create a new app password. So the new app password will be a password to your Google account that will be specific to this app. So you won't be using your actual password, but this new app password instead. So paste this too in the .env file. So here's my .env file. And then first you will add the email which you want to send, your business email, that is the one that you want to be sending emails to your customers. So I'll just use my email. I've already created an app password for my email, so I just paste it here. So with this setup, let me refresh my server again. So stop the running, then start it again. It's now connected successfully. You can also enable Google Analytics, and then the app also supports Facebook Pixel. So these are business specific. I don't have any business at the moment, but for the instances that I'm running, that is Alpha Supplements and Amazon Cellular, I had created Google Analytics. The steps are actually Google Analytics and Facebook Pixel configurations. The steps are actually so easy to follow. So kindly do this if you would like more analysis on your marketing department. So now the app is up and running. Everything is set up well. So I would like to take you through the normal workflow of the app. So let me just refresh this page. So I'll create an order from the users page, and then I'll show you how to process that order from the admin page. So now let's say I'm a customer, and then I'm interested in buying a case for my iPhone 13. So I can go to cases, and then it will show me all the cases. I can also in this case it shows in the featured products. There's also a search functionality where you can search for what you want, and if it's in the database, it will show. So for you to place an order, you're supposed to log in. So you can either, if you already have an account, you can log in by clicking on the login button, or you can just if you don't have an account, you can create one or register using this menu. Also, you don't have to go to the login menu directly, as if you try to check out, let's say I'm buying this. If you try to check out without logging in, it will automatically redirect you to the login page. So let me check out this. So my product was successfully added to my cart. As you can see here, the items in the cart has increased to 1. In the cart, you can also modify the number of pieces you want to buy, but I'll just leave -1. I'll then click on the checkout button. So you see it has taken me to the login page. I don't have an account, although the admin account can also be used to log into the users page. Let me just create an account so that I can show you the registration process. So I'll click on create an account, and if you had successfully added your API key where you had enabled the APIs that I had specified, a map will show. So this is the register form. I'll add in my name. I'll use another email, as it only allows one email for every user. So this is just my other email. This is my phone number. and password. Confirm the password. Then I'll choose my location. So what the system does is that it calculates the delivery fee based on the distance. So in this case, I had pinned the shop in Nairobi Central Business District. So it calculates the delivery fee based on the distance from the shop. So you can see, like, if it's near the shop, the delivery fee is 0. But if I move the cursor just a little bit, it adds a delivery fee. Of course, you can configure this based on your business for, and you can also search for locations, and it still calculates the delivery fee. For now, I'll just leave it as is and click on submit. So now it's creating the user, and as I had said earlier, we have emails enabled. So after creating the user, it takes us to the checkout page, and also the user will receive an email. So let me just open up the email. It sends an email upon successful registration to the system. So you can see here is the email: Amazon Cellular, successful registration on Amazon Cellular. Yeah, so after that, it automatically takes me to the checkout page. It automatically takes me to the checkout page, and then I can modify the contact information, like where I want it delivered to, change the email or the phone number. It shows what's in my cart, and then the payment method. So there is payment on delivery and Lipa na M-Pesa. This is if you have configured the Daraja API. Then here's the subtotal. The product costs 1,000, and then the delivery fee was 200. So the total is 1,200. Then it tells the customer that by placing an order, you are agreeing to our terms and conditions. So I'll click on place order, and the order will be successfully placed. So this also sends an email to the customer to notify them that the order was placed successful, and then the admin also receives an email to know that an order has been placed. So here's the customer email, and then you can see a new email from Amazon Cellular: update on status for order, then the order ID. So here's the product that the order was placed for, the payment type, and the amount. So the status is at order placed. So in order to process this order from the admin panel, so what the admin will do is they'll go to the order page. So admin, then orders, and you can see there's a new order, the date it was placed and the time, the order ID. The admin can get access to the contacts, that is the phone number and the address. This is if they want to check the location where they want it delivered to. So let me just open it. See, it automatically shows the navigation from the shop to where the customer had placed their location. Then here the product and notes. This is if you want to add notes to this order as the admin, the amount, the type of payment, and the status of the order. So what the admin will do is they'll edit this order while processing it. They can also copy this, and it will copy the order details, and then they can send it. They can share it to delivery guy. I'll click on the edit button, which will open the edit order page. This page shows the details of the order, some of which are editable. You can also add notes to the order. So let's say the customer said it was urgent. You can add it here. Here at the bottom, it also shows the order total. Remember, we had added the wholesale price, and then there was a shop price. So for the order total, it's the total price plus the delivery fee. So if you subtract the wholesale price and the delivery fee, the income for completing this order will be 500. Then here's the status for the order. So the admin will select, will update the status for the order. So in the case that the order in transit, they'll select in transit and click on save. This will send an email to the customer to notify them that the order is in transit, or if it's delivered, just click on delivered, and the order will be emailed as delivered. It will be noted as delivered. And also, if the order was cancelled, you can just click on cancel. Just put it as delivered, not to make this video too long. Then I'll click on save. So it will subtract this quantity from the total quantities of the product, and it will update on the analytics. If you had configured Facebook Pixel, it will add it into the tracking. Of course, you can check the reports. You can look at internal analytics, which counts the orders for the products and the sales, and you can also do your other analytics from Google Analytics or Ad Manager. So this is just a brief demo for the project. So far up to this point, we've been dealing with the admin panel. As I had mentioned, this system also contains a point of sale. The point of sale is a different compartment, and it separates from the admin panel. So what the admin panel is, it manages the site, and then the POS can be used on the actual shop to manage the orders. So I'll just click on the POS to show you briefly the functionalities that it has. It looks the same, it's just that the functionality is different. So what the POS has is that a price list, a detailed price list that you can use to calculate the shipping costs and just to generally manage your orders and your shipments. And then it has a credit and debits section where you can use to lend or debt your customers. I won't go through all this because I don't want to make the video long, but I may do a separate video to explain the functionalities of the POS. So this is just a brief demo, and I hope you enjoyed.